Hello, welcome to RWB International for round 4 here at Zolder.
Yep, this is round 4 of the RWB Balance of Power. And we're at the Belgian track of Zolder, 2.5 miles of Belgian countryside. This track features chicane, and another chicane. And you're lucky tonight. Sitting here with me is RWB Charger and RWB Audi.
Hello.
Good evening.
So what's the state of play here then? And if you're unfamiliar, we have a system going on here of different qualifying slots for gold, silver, and bronze. We've done our absolute best to hamstring the better drivers in the club. The gold drivers have a mere 6 minutes to do their qualifying. The silver have 10 minutes and the bronze have 15. And just at the moment we're watching the bronze runners take a run around and try and beat those silver and gold runners. Following on from last week, we also have a system of ballast. And the one suffering the most this week is Marco Badowski with 30 kilos. We've got MO Plate, who's got 25. Godzilla, who has 20. Jack Alexander, who has 15. Daniel Barnett has 10. And Tyre Goris has 5. So how's that looking overall? Well, Marco Badowski is coping reasonably well with his 30 kilos. MO Plate. I don't know if MO Plate's with us tonight. Yeah, that will carry over to next week if not. Godzilla's coping rather well. He's only 0.027 off the lead at the moment. Probably unlikely any of the bronze runners are going to trouble him for that. But looking at the timings overall, we've got a pretty close field. First to 16th at the moment, covered by a second. It's going to be a bit of a tight race. Points to watch for tonight. The first and second corners are always quite a squeeze on this track. We've obviously got a variation of different drivetrains in these cars. We've got some mid-engine cars and front-engine cars. They all, as a consequence, take corners rather differently. So they're all going to take different lines through the first and second corners. It's going to be pretty hectic through the first two, and then down at the chicane we frequently see a bit of a traffic jam. So we shall try and watch that closely and see what happens there. Zolder's a difficult track to overtake on. Once they all get settled into their rhythm, it's going to be pretty difficult. I think possibly the best overtaking opportunities on this track is down to that first tricky chicane. For those who are really daring, they try and late brake into the second chicane, but that usually ends up in tears, or at least one of them spinning. Other than that, it's the final hairpin if you're lucky, but it's a very, very difficult track to overtake on. Wouldn't you say so, chaps?
Yeah, not my favorite tracks, but when you can dial it in, it can be very rewarding.
Yeah, it's not my favourite track either. That first chicane is just silly. It should be a straight. Get rid of that chicane.
Looking at the grid, we've got quite a variation on manufacturers. So, I mean, is any cars tonight going to have a particular disadvantage?
Any car that doesn't like jumping over the curbs.
Yeah, the Bentley's probably going to... I would imagine the Bentley's going to do all right around here, actually.
Also, Lexus should usually go. Well, everyone that eats curbs, chicanes is the key to unlocking this track. So,
Just jumping on board with Richard Jones here. It looks like he's up about half a second on his best lap.
We've got two Bentleys already in 4th and 6th. So I'd say he's got a pretty good chance of improving his time. Currently 25th, 1.8 off the leader.
Our fastest bronze driver so far in qualifying is Debug in the Bentley.
Once again, that seems to buoy out the theory that the Bentley's one of the best at eating the curbs. One of the best at coping with it. Me personally, I do normally drive a BMW, and that's usually quite good on the curves, but at the moment, Xavier Eugenie is in 26th, and he seems to be struggling.
I think the Beamer is struggling with being the biggest and heaviest car, and this is a tight track, demanding a lot of acceleration and shifts of weight, so not suiting the big and heavy Beamer.
Yeah, I think that's right. It's usually loves those long sweeping corners.
And if Ross Hayden can hang on to what he's got, he's going to have a pretty quick lap. He's up nearly 7/10.
I think Ross will be quite happy that Jones is a few places behind him this week. Those two seem to tangle quite a lot, don't they?
So now that'll move him up in the 14th spot.
Just a mere 3 minutes left, so last chances for many. Hot off the press, I think Flack was having a few problems with his downshift earlier. Hopefully he's got that sorted. He's out on track now, so...
Yeah, already got a decent lap, so hopefully.
Yeah, Flack's pace recently is it's really improved. We're going to have to get his car in and give it a once-over.
Well, hopefully this league is going to help balance out the ratings of all the drivers. I'm quite surprised to see so many in bronze, to be honest. Hopefully it'll bring quite a few of them up, and well, hopefully get to a point where we won't be able to actually run this league anymore because everybody will be gold.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, we've still got gold 1, 2 and 3 though.
Well, don't have to worry. I think I will be indefinitely back in silver.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to hit gold.
So if Varga can hang on to what he's got, he should pass Hayden in P14 for the amateur drivers, or the bronze drivers.
I think once again you can see how much Pedowski's suffering this week. His the white background numbered drivers in the timing tower there are the gold runners, and you can see he's been largely swamped. He's midway up the silver runners. He's even got a couple of bronze runners, well, a bronze runner in front of him as well.
In addition to that, I don't think the Ferrari is the best car for Zolder. It's been BOP'd quite a lot since it's such a strong car from the get-go.
It's a very nimble car. Would have thought it would have some strengths here, but then I think it's also prone, it really doesn't like those curbs. I think it's quite a stiff chassis, and anything that throws it off will cause it problems. Last 30 seconds or so of qualifying. We've got Emil Schablum in first, Godzilla in second, Crawford Brown. I think that's a little higher than his normal qualifying. Rick Binnersley again, been sticking to that Bentley for quite a while, and I think it's showing. Dave Crew or Tyrion up there in the Lexus. Nigel Wood, always a quick guy. Vlad Zapp, one of our newer members. Yeah, holding well with that Ferrari. Olivier Curtin in 8th. That Lamborghini is becoming less and less popular nowadays. Varga's pipped it up to 9th. And Trebek in another Bentley in 10th. So yeah, 3 Bentleys in the top 10.
Getting a popular car these days.
They'll probably bop it.
I don't think it's OP, to be honest. It doesn't really shine on any track.
Perhaps it's a case of all the others need bringing up to the same level. Well, some of the others.
Possibly. Like the Jag.
It's a lovely car.
The Jag is obsolete.
Jags are never obsolete.
Well, when they bring out the new BMW, it'll be all about BMW, won't it?
Varga's on another hot lap here. If he can get across the line, he should move up maybe another spot or two.
Yep, wow. He's moved up to 5th. He's been doing well in that Ferrari lately.
He has been doing well, hasn't he? 5th.
Yeah, there are a couple of guys that has impressed me in this league, and one of them is Varga. Banksy, or Godzilla, as he likes to call himself these times, he's also come around to be a very consistent top runner.
I think that's a direct relation to amount of practice he's been putting in. Puts in quite a few hours every week.
He does. I've also been fortunate to get some new sim equipment, so probably helps a little bit.
As we all know, sim equipment isn't everything. You can be just as good with a set of Logitech.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, haven't we? Pedals, though. Pedals do help.
Yeah. Alright, onto the start grid. Nice nervous 4-minute wait for him. At least it's not raining this week.
Yeah, weather forecast's good.
So we've got Emil Schablom on pole.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to keep our eyes on about halfway down the grid and well, round about there backwards as we go through the first 2 corners and down into the chicane. I think that's where the problems are going to be, if anywhere.
We got Banksy on 2nd, Crawford Brown P3, Rick Bennersley in 4th, Peter Varga P5.
It's the terrible wait.
Yes.
3 minutes of shaking legs.
Wow.
And then in the last 20 seconds, realising you haven't put enough fuel in.
Or click drive.
Who does that? I don't know. Does anyone do that?
I've heard of someone.
Yeah, I heard of someone.
Especially the fuel thing. He's also prone to choose the wrong pit entry.
What a tool.
Right, well, I've planted my camera overlooking the first 2 corners because I think that's where a lot of the action is going to be first off. Well, it's inevitable, being the first 2 corners.
That and the first 2 chicanes.
I wonder who's going to be brave enough to try and go too wide in the first chicane. Well, brave's not the word.
I can already start writing the instant reports for next week.
Oh, we get to see them live as they happen there. So we use the short formation lap, no widget. And so they'll do a couple of corners and they'll be off. I hate that widget.
Anti-widget sentiment.
Old grumpy man.
Well, I think it's a tried and tested method. We have tried the different ways before, and yeah, it just gives people a scope to misuse it.
Yeah, and it's quite evident what's actually works best for our races, and that's this type of start.
Yeah, it keeps your concentration on the person in front, doesn't it, rather than looking at something on the screen. Mr. Mubbles there. People who've not hit drive from time to time. Trust me, it's not for fun. Yeah, I've been there. I've done that.
Okay, hopefully everybody gets underway.
We're rolling. The usual concertina effect. First few meters.
First half of the grid seemed to be forming up quite nicely, though.
And we're off.
It's 3 wide into the first corner.
Oh, first half of the grid went well.
We got 2 off on the second corner on the left-hand side. Looks like Rick Binnersley.
Emil.
Oh, Schoblum.
That was the pole sitter.
There they come into the chicane. They got 2 wide at the front. Everyone's being reasonably careful. They've hopefully followed my pre-race brief. Here comes the concertina. We've got 1 on the grass. That's Xavier Eugenie. And the rest are through. Well done.
Very good. Well, this played out well for Godzilla. Out in front, and he's building his lead.
Banks is going to be happy about that, isn't he?
Another spinner at the second chicane. That's a yellow Porsche. And
that's Daniel Bannett.
Pinpoints in the YouTube old school in the comms tonight, I see. Why are you not racing?
Emphasis on old.
Mature, I would use that word. I assume he's not fixed his pedals.
Right, now we can settle down into the proper race, I think. There's going to be a lot of nose to tail. At the moment, it looks like Crawford Brown's going to keep Godzilla honest.
Absolutely. I also see Dave has gained a few places in the first lap. He's up to 3rd now. Only 2 seconds behind the leader.
Who's your money on tonight then?
Well, that's a bit of a tricky one actually, because then not forgetting that Godzilla's carrying 20 kilos of ballast.
Yeah, and it's showing. Crawford is now up his tail.
Yeah, Crawford's not carrying any ballast. Neither's Tyrion.
You got to give it to Banksy really driving that Nissan. No one drives the Nissan, and he certainly knows how to wring its neck.
Absolutely, I'm really impressed about how he does it. So, looks like who's that?
It's Trebek and Badowski.
Yeah, that was. So I think Badowski lost his place to Trebek. Or was it Nigel Wood? Yeah, you really can see that the Ferrari doesn't like to climb those big curves on the chicane.
Of course, if you're following someone quite closely, it's hard to actually see your apex. Sometimes it's best just to give yourself a little bit of room to allow you to get a bit of vision.
Oh, it looks like Crawford has had some, or is it just bad? No, it's following close.
See, Varga's up to 4th. They've just capitalised on that, on the off there.
Curtin's just had a little off. I slipped down a couple of places, managed to get underway again there. I think this is going to be a track of pressure, keeping tight as much as you can without being silly on the back of somebody, and trying to either force a mistake or just wait for one. It is a track where you will see a lot of mistakes, particularly under the braking zones.
Absolutely. It's also very easy to get a bad entry to the chicanes and substantially get a bad exit, so that's a good place to overtake.
Bentley on Bentley there.
Yeah.
It's a good pass. I think Rick will be trying to slice back through the field now after that little incident.
Well, he does enjoy a challenge.
Yeah.
He does indeed.
He'll probably rage him, but yeah, he enjoys a challenge.
Yeah, I see Sherblom has also climbed up a few places after he was dead last after that incident. Up to 22nd now.
We got another off.
Yeah, I think we saw Delger get in the back of Shepard there.
That's what we like to see.
Yep.
Yeah, very, very well done.
Comment from Gus on the YouTube, is that the axe murdering oil thief I hear in comms? It is indeed, yes.
It is indeed. I'm also a cod thief now, so
Where's our fish?
in Norway.
So it looks like Varga's getting ready to make the move on Tyrion.
He did. Good job, Varga.
I'm just keeping an eye on the front runners while we're watching this. Crawford Brown is keeping Godzilla very honest at the minute. He's literally 2/10 off him the entire way around the track, but at the moment can't really find a way past. Probably as the race runs on, once you get down to sort of 20 minutes or so, we'll probably see a bit of excessive tyre wear on the Nissan. We'll start to see it move around a little bit more, and possibility the opportunity will open up.
Absolutely. It is a track of waiting. You can't pass the normal way. You just have to wait for the guy in front to mess up a little bit.
What was that, Varga again? No.
That's Marko Badowski.
Badowski, yeah. So Badowski's done really well because he was way down. Obviously with that extra ballast. So there's that kerfuffle at the beginning's done him some favours.
Looks like we had Arthur join us in the booth here. Are those microphones muted?
Hello. Hello.
Evening, Arthur.
Hey.
We got a bit of a full house in here.
Oh, nice.
Looks like Crawford Brown's starting to try and force the issue up the front now. He's just managed to almost get his nose alongside, run to the first chicane. And that resulted in Godzilla jumping over the second part of the chicane, so might be worth watching these two for a moment. He's showing his nose again. I think it's either going to be tears or he's going to make a pass in a minute, I think.
Banksy's having none of that, he's closing the door.
Perhaps he's learnt a few things from me.
Yeah, some of your smugs rubbed off on him. Yeah, he tried to pull a move on you, didn't he? And you closed the door on him.
Well, there was a door, but like he is now, he is almost up against the pit wall. I was almost up against the pit wall, and he decided to put his car in it, so... Squeaky tyres. Alright, so we'll watch him down to this this first chicane. This is where I saw him sticking his nose in a moment ago. He's carrying a bit more speed through there. I
think you got him now.
Not sure. He's feigning one way. No, he'd have to be brave to stick it in there. Well, you know what's going to happen. We'll switch away from these two, and then he'll make the move.
Yep.
It looks like Varga's managed to pull away a little bit from Tyrion.
Third is now up Tyrion's back end. Pushing hard.
Yeah, he's got a brace of Bentleys following on, although Trebek is a little bit further behind.
The last thing you want on your rear is a bit of wood.
I don't know, I heard you quite enjoy it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Little train of three there. As it moves to Chafer in the Porsche. Closely following Simcox. A little bit of a train starting there, I think, and there's yet again there's a Bentley in amongst it.
Looks like Mad Alan Kruger has a little fight too. Further back.
It's one of those lesser spotted Lamborghinis.
Yeah, wonder why.
Oh, well, those of you who followed this game from the beginning will know that the Lamborghini was the one and only car you could actually drive at the beginning. It's probably also has the honour of being the longest surviving car in the game.
Yep.
That seems to have fallen out of favour a little bit. He's under threat now from Gretschel.
And Sherblom is following suit. He's now up to 18th.
Hopefully that red mist has settled a little bit now. Still no change at the front, but I'll keep an eye on that one for you. So Hayden's going a little bit slowly into there. Perhaps he's just giving Simcox a bit of room. In fact, that's a change of position.
I think Hayden and Simcox had a few. It's usually was it Simcox, Hayden, and Jones, isn't it? Usually get into a tangle.
Yeah.
Usually while they're behind me, which I find quite amusing.
Simcox had a particularly bad last weekend, hasn't he? Didn't he?
Oh yes. If karma's going to follow you around, then it was bad karma last week.
Yeah. You see here the strength of that Nissan is the acceleration. Even with 30 kilos of ballast, it is 25. Still has the legs.
I think it's going to be an ongoing series of stalemate between these two. Hesitate to say it a little bit, but I think Godzilla is prone to the odd mistake here and there, although, having said that, he has improved massively. But it's all about applying pressure. I think he's getting better at absorbing.
Oh!
What was that?
No, that was Lexus hitting some. I think that was Shepherd.
Careful on the rejoin.
I think that might have been Shepherd hit someone up the rear there.
Go back
he
and look at that.
he got hit up by Flack, I think. So.
Oh, little replay. Oh, it's Binnersley running wide.
And he got the run up. Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Yeah, he got the left tire on the grass. He had no chance to stop there.
I think he probably saw a nice little safe gap in between the edge of the track and the Lexus, and it disappeared as he approached it. So, yeah, that second chicane, often a place where people try to brake late and make a move or get a better exit out of it, and frequently come to grief.
Flack won't be happy with himself.
You see Kruger all over the back of Mad Al.
Mad Al just soaking it all up. He'll be unfazed, we know that.
Mad Al's not the easiest person to pass either.
No.
He's been out the winter's night before, so. But Sjöblom and Rygel, is it having a big old fight? Or is it no Curtin? Sjöblom and Curtin. It's been side by side for a few corners now.
So we've seen quite frequently in these races, we've seen trains developing. So here's a question to you. Is it better to be at the back of the train trying to get past, or at the front of the train holding everybody up?
Front. Being one that's been held up by the front person quite well 2 or 3 times in this league.
Oh, that's
a
an
big
accident.
impact.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nasty.
Sjöblom and Curtin just went straight only that corner.
I think that might have been Kruger just understeering into the side of Strollborn.
Yeah, me personally, I like it better in front of the train. If you are behind the train, you know you are faster than some of the guys in front, and you just want to get past, so you get easily frustrated.
I think actually it depends in what part of the train behind you are. If you're the one behind the leader, that's probably more stressful because you've got all the guys behind you wanting to get past you when you're trying to get past them. You know, the guy in front. That's the worst position, I think. Being in front's probably better, but I think I'd rather be 2 or 3 behind, you know, the guy who's causing the train.
So
At least you have some reaction time. Sorry.
looking at his mirror.
I would imagine Banksy's shouting into the ether at the minute. Get off my arse.
I think we are approaching that time where the tyre wear is starting to make a little bit of a difference. Crawford's been pretty close to him the entire time.
Yeah, but McLaren has quite a high tyre wear, hasn't it?
I think on the rears, but I'm not sure that's going to make a difference over half an hour.
Yeah.
Back to the rest of the race though. The third place I'm down has dropped off 6 seconds from the leading 2. They're all pretty close together, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Looking further back, we've got Miko Sky and Speed.
Yeah, I see Rygel lost his place to Dave, Tyre Dave. So Dave is now up to 3rd.
Perhaps borne out that what we were talking about earlier, that he must have made a mistake somewhere. we've got a lap car coming up for the leading two. He's going to go straight across. He's going to get a run on him now down into the next chicane. He's got to pick a side.
Ooh.
Tricky times. There's no way through though. It's just not big enough for the pair of them.
Last thing you want to do is take each other out at this point in the race.
He's looking for a lane down to the next hairpin. He's got the outside line. He's not going to make it stick there though. The Nissan keeps it nice and tight. Just impossible to run around someone around the outside of that hairpin.
He's going to try and get him in the first corner, isn't he? If he can get the.
And he needs a better exit than the.
Yeah, he's just too far beyond.
I think that's where the weight is probably going to tell the difference. But I think it's one of those situations where following someone right behind them going into a corner is actually the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, lack of downforce.
Yeah, you just need to back off a little bit so you can see the apexes and get a better run through the corner without the risk of running into the person in front.
I found this out with Audi last night when I washed across his rear. Lost all downforce.
He's really being aggressive now, Crawford. Trying everything he can to gain a few tenths.
Well, he's running out of time, isn't he? He's going to send it at one point, I reckon. Hey, Beer. Nice to see you. Beer's in the YouTube.
Hello, Bear.
Long time.
Well, it looks like the field is spreading out quite a bit at the moment. We've got a gap between these two down to a fair gaggle. Down to 8th place, and then there's a gap between 8th and 9th. 10th has got a bit of a queue formed up behind him. That's Simcox, Hayden and Casatalash. And then good old Al's got a couple behind him. Right, now we're looking at Bennesley chasing Dahlgren with Olivier Curtin in tow. It looks like he's, well, he might open up an opportunity there if he manages to get a nice wide entry into the next corner. Should be worth watching through the next few corners. Is he going to manage to get a nose on one side or the other? He's just lost out a bit of ground there. Perhaps didn't quite maximise that corner.
Yeah, needs to worry about Curtin coming behind. It's too much fighting with Dahlgren. He can easily sneak past.
Yeah, Dahlgren's I know from personal experience, Dahlgren's a bit of a bugger to overtake.
Well, you're talking.
Well, when someone who's difficult to overtake comes across someone else who's difficult to overtake, you recognise the skill and achievement that takes.
I think it's probably as well that, you know, these guys have been racing together now quite a lot. You know, 90% of these guys have raced together before, so they know the strengths and weaknesses, don't they?
Yeah, I think at least 70% of this field has probably raced together for about, probably over 100 races over this last couple of years. So we do know each other after a while.
I think there's a lot to be said for that as well. I think, as we've always talked about before, you get used to how your competitor drives, what to expect from them, how much you can trust them. and that's where the joy of the whole thing comes in, is the joy of competition against each other.
Absolutely. And I know for myself, I pick myself a couple of drivers in the field that I know I'm similar in pace to, and that's my goal for the races. Oh, some door rubbing there between Jones and Agoris.
We see somebody pick up the stop and go penalty.
Yeah, that was speed, max speed. He's right at the back, unfortunately.
I think he's using VR tonight for the first time, so it might be attributing to that. I don't know.
Well, poor old Flex stuck behind Nico Perez in a BMW.
So
And we all know how.
Nico Perez. Yeah, we all know how difficult it is to pass.
So I think Banksy maybe pulled out a little bit, or Crawford had a slight mistake.
Yeah, Crawford made a little bit of a mistake, but he's still not going anywhere.
Sometimes it might be smart to just ease off and get a few tenths behind and then start building up your strategy again.
Yeah, it's all about trying to catch him unawares.
Yeah.
Catch him at the right point in the track.
Oh, Fleck is gonna try. Oh.
I think Schubler must have had more issues, or he was involved in that altercation a little while back, because he's back down in 28th. That's a bit of a pain, really, as he'd made such good ground after the initial first lap collision.
He's probably been to the pits after that big crash with Curtin. It was a head-on collision into the wall, so he probably had some service done.
So I think Martin Speed may have taken his headset off. That's it.
Yeah, max speed, yeah.
Max speed, sorry.
Beer in the chat there saying, how the hell is Banksy in first place? He's got a lot quicker, Beer. A lot quicker.
And he practices a lot.
Still likes to rage now and again.
Oh, I don't? What are you talking about?
Well, he can't complain he didn't get any camera time tonight.
So Banowski up to 5th spot. From where did he start? P14 or so?
Yeah, he's done really well. He's got the maximum ballast of 30 kilos. Just kept it steady, I think. Stayed out of trouble.
Yeah, I also see that it seems that the Ferraris are better in race than in quali. We got 3 Ferraris now on 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Maybe they just conserve the tyres better.
Battling for the Italian honours here. I'm not sure we're going to see a change of position here or not. I think Crawford Brown's applied about as much pressure as he can. It's going to take a mistake from Godzilla. He's not even really going to get a run down here.
No, and Godzilla's defending good.
And launches over that second curb. No. No, discretion's the better part of valor. Live to fight another day.
I think we might see Crawford Brown get a lot more aggressive towards the final minutes of the race.
Yeah, the last lap mentality. Yeah,
I don't know. He's been pretty aggressive the entire way through.
I think he's just been biding his time.
Well, I think he's shown his hand quite a few times. I mean, there's not that many moves you can actually make on this track, but I think he's showed his nose a few times. So
yeah, and the one place where you can get that's here on the start finishing line and try to get a better entry into the first corner, but they don't have the acceleration that the Nissan has.
So we should get one more lap after this.
Ah, did they cross the line before the
Yeah,
came to an? Okay, that's
by
interesting.
about 3 or 4 seconds, I think.
Well, I hope everybody's put enough fuel in. Yeah, he's just not getting enough speed down that straight. That's where it needs to happen. I don't have much neater chicane, but that's a frustrating thing, is if you get a neater chicane, quite often it's just as fast as someone doing it badly.
Yeah.
Badowski's going to try and get that one more spot. Thinks better of it. But he's forced Varga into a mistake. Can he capitalise on it? Can Varga get his momentum back? I think he's going to hold it.
I'd say Varga probably got a warning for that one.
Well, as a last lap and a half of the race, he can probably afford it. Oh, catch the turn rash. Didn't quite tuck it in there. I don't think Sim Cox will be happy about that.
No, that might be a report. Oh, he's giving the place back.
Very well done.
Yeah, commendable.
So that's another thing about having people race against each other for so long. They've become familiar with the rules, and they know it's better to do that. We'll get nothing for that.
Well, the penalty you get for that with the strike and the points is a lot worse than just losing a position or gaining a position, isn't it?
I think that was probably the difference between a strike and some points, and possibly nothing at all.
Yeah.
And Banksy's made a mistake.
Oh dear.
Got a run on him.
Oh, he's not giving him much room.
It's got into tears.
Got the inside.
He's got him.
He got it.
Oh, the spinner door banging.
Oh, that was nice and respective. Yes, some rubbing, but really good. A really good overtake.
Yeah, it was good. Last lap.
Well, there's a nail biter for you. Let's see if Banksy's got any legs left in that Nissan. Doesn't look like it.
Gap is too big now, I think.
That is hard luck, but once again, that is a as a result of pressure. Could have happened 5-10 laps ago, or it could happen on the last lap.
And he's frustrated.
Yep.
Oh, it's still second place.
Oh yes, it's a really good position and a good race.
You can't fault Crawford for that. That was good.
Looks like Dave's held on to third. Marco Badowski's made good work of that 30 kilos. He's finished in fourth.
Oh, he managed to take Varga there.
Yeah, Varga's finished in fifth. That's a good place for him. Vlad Zaps in sixth. Aldrin Wood in seventh. Martin Schaefer in eighth. Hayden in ninth, and Tribeck in 10th.
And they get to do it all again.
Yeah. I think D-Bug's done quite well in 13th. I think he'll be quite happy with that. Looks like Al hang on to his position in 14th. Gretschel and Kruger followed behind. Binesley, Dahlgren, Curtin and Shepard. The highest placed BMW in 21st with Nico Perez. I think he'll be quite pleased with that. Your BMW bragging rights. Flat clawed himself up to 22nd.
I've got to give Ross Hayden a shout out there, 9th place. I mean, he's normally around my, 20th sort of pace. So he's come on, he's a fairly new, I think this is his first league with us, isn't it? And he's gone from nothing to a top 10. Wow. He did get some new pedals.
Yeah, but it also goes to show that doing that quali stunt with the tiered qualing and weight penalties for the top drivers, it does help you get the finishing positions tumbled up a little bit. Just going to take a quick break.
Yeah, well, we transitioned to race. Just want to shout out to our sponsors. We got Racing Sim Tools, Sim Soccer, Next Level GT are sponsoring us again this year for our charity race on the 20th of November. 12 hours of butt hurt. We'll be giving out some prizes for that. Next Level of giving out a wheel stand to one lucky winner. So make sure you tune in for that. The video's already posted, ready to go live. We've got 4 spaces left, I think, for teams. 46 teams so far. Shameless plug. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, you sound like a proper YouTuber.
I know. Hit that thing, ding dong or whatever it is.
Don't forget to give us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
You never know, we might end up on the receiving end of the YouTube algorithm one day.
Well, give us a thumbs down if that's your float your boat. We don't care. It's all
No, nobody does that, do they?
No. Well, probably now will now we've mentioned it, but yeah. But yeah,
There's
it's
a
back
glitch going around on YouTube that unsubscribes you, so you can check that if you're subscribed.
What, you thumb down and it unsubscribes you?
No, it's a subscription tactic. Everyone uses it. They're like, oh, if there's a glitch, and there isn't a glitch. It's just that so that people scroll down and check if they're subscribed.
Oh, clickbait.
Effectively, but like kind of.
Right, so we move to later time of the day. Last race is at 1 PM in the game daytime, sort of, so to speak. Now we move to 7 PM. Maybe a bit of low sun, perhaps a drop in track temperature. I think they've been pretty fortunate. It's been good weather so far. It is over in Europe, so generally gets a bit more sunshine than the UK.
Rain would have been good for the second race, wouldn't it? I would have pissed on the chips a bit.
Oh, it made those gravel traps even more fun. Alright, let's hope this time around that Shublin managed to get away well. Doesn't deserve two accidents in 2 races. Should be interesting to see how the trio at the front shape up together. It was entertaining watching Godzilla and Crawford Brown go at it, but add another car into the mix might make it even more fun. Of course, we've got to add Binnersley into that.
We have a vote on YouTube Live. Will Banksy win race 2? Interesting. Currently 50-50.
Well, temperament could come into it.
Oh, yeah. Be interested to see if Banks is behind Crawford and how he deals with that situation.
I think looking at the pace of Crawford throughout that last race, if Crawford managed to get the jump on Godzilla, then he probably won't see him for dust.
You think he'll pull away?
Yeah, I think so.
I want to see how Rick does, because he's in 4th, and obviously he had that tangle, I think, with ML, was it?
Yeah, it must have been them.
Yeah, I'd keep an eye on him as well. Bentley boy.
Yeah, I've got a different saying.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
I won't say it on stream, don't worry.
Beer thinks that Banksy is doing bad now with his head up his arse. No, I think he'll be more determined. But does that mean he's going to make mistakes? We shall see.
Well, I don't think there'll be any love lost. Should Crawford get in front of him.
I think Crawford's got to go for it on the first lap, really, to get in front, hasn't he? Otherwise, he's going to be stuck behind him.
Well, and Banksy's got to get around Solblom too. Remember, Solblom and Binnersley had an incident in the opening lap.
Yeah. Bit of a gap there.
Simcoe sleeping.
Here we go then, onto the main straight. Race start, initialised, and they're off.
Oh,
Binnersley and Crawford Brown come together on the first corner.
No. A bit of a tap there. Keep it together, boys. Come on.
It looks like Shublam's away well this time, though. First few, and we've got a runner straight across the first chicane. Got 2 running wide, and there's a bit of a car park, but they're all through. A little bit of a love tap there between Curtin and Casatarash. Loses another place to Terry Agoras. Badowski's up, well up again. Given what he did in the last race, I'd see him making up another couple of places as well.
Crawford didn't lose too much of that off he had, still in 3rd.
And this time, Godzilla becoming the chaser and not the chasee. Looking further back down the field, we've got Chafer behind Simcox. A couple of Porsches together there. Heading down to the first chicane. Nobody's doing anything silly.
I believe Badowski just got around Nigel Wood.
Looks like it.
All feeding this through quite nicely, single file. Starting to spread out now. Still probably getting their tyres and brakes up to temperature.
Schaefer getting a bit out of shape there.
Binnersley only 22nd this time.
Oh, Rick. Stay out of trouble. That's my 5 gone down the drain, Rick.
Shaver's looking pretty active around the back of Simcox. Porsche seems to be going alright. I see Casatarash running wide in the background there. Seems to be struggling a little bit. Perhaps he's picked up some damage from a little bit of contact.
Yeah, looks like Flack is dropping down the leaderboard. He's now last.
Chafing and Cox in the same sentence, eh?
Oh, you run out of lube.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Flack, but he's no longer. I can't select him.
Oh,
No, probably. I have disconnected. Yeah, it's not showing on the track map either, so.
No.
Yeah, we got Jonas Red in the pit.
yeah, Flack's had a game crash confirmed. Damn. I think he was on tonight to get into silver, wasn't he?
It's funny, isn't it? I mean, me personally, don't really have many crashes with ACC, but some people do tend to suffer.
So how Patience Crawford going to be getting around Banksy this time with Showbloom out front?
Well, he did have a bit of ground to make up to Godzilla, but he's made that up in a pretty short time. I think Godzilla will be playing that last chicane, or that first chicane moment over in his mind again.
Yeah.
So you've got to block it out of your mind. You just got to reset and go back to your track map, your track plan. Just drive the track as it comes. And we've got spinners.
Oh, dear,
It's a major incident down
That's
at
a big
the second chicane.
Go back and take a look at that. See what
Yeah,
happened
did Dave
there.
lose it through there?
They had somebody brake late there, I think.
Wonder if not the track temperatures is playing a bit of the differences in car performance.
No,
he
it was a
got
late
tagged.
lunge.
Is that Zap?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. And Barnett and was it Hayden or Jones caught up in that? Oh no, it was different Bentley.
Some great battles going on back here.
I think it was Nigel Wood caught up in that little accident down at the chicane.
Badowski's already up in the 5th.
Yeah, as I said earlier, I think he's going to make great gains, considering what he did in the first race. All he's got to do is stay out of trouble. It's a nice little train going through that chicane right there. I think perhaps that little accident's only served to bunch them all up. There's Perez off.
That's a poorly looking BMW.
That's heavy damage.
Oh. Does not look good.
Lay odds he got loose over the chicane. Yeah, look at this little gaggle there, look. As we switch back to the lead, the second and third.
Yeah, I just wanted to keep an eye on this battle.
Yeah, I think it's going to be much of a replay of the first race. It is just down to whether he makes a move earlier on this time. Again, I think that's another thing about racing together quite often is you learn that who absorbs pressure and who doesn't. He's got a run on him down to the chicane there.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's thought better of it.
I think the temperatures are lower now than the first race, and I don't think that has played into the Nissan's favor.
Well, the 10-degree, I think it was 10-degree drop last week, wasn't it? Makes a huge difference on tyres.
It does.
Where's Hayden? Oh, he's 16th. He's doing okay.
Well, we already know we're going to have a busy Monday night.
Well, I don't think it's been too bad. A few incidents, but
Looks like Binnersley got himself a drive-through.
track limits.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know if he would have picked one up from that first corner.
We're gonna hold that position. Oh, I think he lost
Ooh.
it.
Swept around the outside.
Yeah.
Who was in that attractively coloured Bentley then?
That's debug.
Oh, I should have known.
You can't miss it, can you?
Well, makes a change from orange, I suppose.
Yeah, he's red-orange Ferrari.
What is it? Blue and green should never be seen?
Unless there's something in between, is it?
I just noticed Chafer's off at the chicane.
He's on again.
Oh,
Yeah, he's sitting. I don't know if he's waiting for a gap in traffic or whether he's just contemplating. No, he's backed out. Had enough. I was watching him for a moment or two and he was getting loose through a few of the chicanes. Probably just not happy with the setup of the car.
that Porsche is a difficult one. You need a really good setup on that.
I think Crawford Brown must have made a mistake somewhere because he's dropped down to 2.5 seconds behind Godzilla. Probably a bit of karma.
What's the distance between Emil and Banksy at the minute?
That's almost 3 seconds.
Yeah,
3
similar
seconds.
distance. In fact, the first four have got a similar distance between all of them. It's just about 2.8 between Shublem and Godzilla, 2.4 between Godzilla and Crawford Brown, and 2.7 between Crawford Brown and Varga.
Dave just lost his position to Samuel Kruger. He was parked in the chicane there.
That's a race of mixed fortunes, isn't it?
Yeah, they're dropping like flies, aren't they? It's this Zolder. No one seems to like Zolder.
Got Sky in the pits. Don't know if he's got damage. It's a long pit stop. See Eddie Warden.
Sap, yeah, nice fight there between Sap and Warden. See who comes out first. Gretschel is waiting behind.
Every time I see Zappa, I just think of Frank Zappa.
Yeah.
Vlad Zappa.
Scotty Warden's on the move here. He's caught back up to Eugenie.
Yeah.
But it's a BMW.
Yeah.
Well, Lexus is pretty quick in a straight line too.
Oh yeah, I found that out. Oh yeah, pushed him off a little bit there.
It's too positioned for that.
Well, it's a tricky thing, that particular chicane. If you're going to put yourself alongside somebody, you're really asking a lot of trust from that other driver. You're asking them to actually be aware you're there for one thing, and ask them to give you room for another.
Looks like Debug lost his position now, eventually. Well, we've got Xavier Regini behind him.
Oh, that's burning my retinas.
Put your sunglasses on. It's a Razor livery, isn't it?
It's a something livery.
Well, he does live in a cupboard under the stairs, so...
Yeah, we like to call him Harry.
They painted it with troll slime. Don't trolls live under things?
Yeah, bridges normally.
There's quite a train forming in the middle of the pack here. Eddie Warden at the back of it, Dirk Gritschel, Vlad Sapp, Xavier Eugenie, Debug, and who's leading that? Shepherd. These lot all tucked in together.
Yeah, I think actually it's Debug that leads the train. I think Shepard is slowly...
Yeah, he's just got a bit of a gap. So they're all sensible. Oh, looks like Gretschel's having to take to the inside. And then Warden profits out of that and is going to make a move on Zapp as well.
Yeah. So, status quo, back to where it was.
I bet Debug at this point is thinking what I thought when I was stuck behind Shepherd. Get the flock out of here.
He cracked a funny.
I did. It was the first thing that popped into my head when I was stuck behind him one race. She just made me laugh. Crawford got Banksy. Did he really? Beer said...
Nah, I don't think so.
No, he hasn't, no. Beer said he is.
But he is close now. They're also lapping quicker than Sjöblom at the moment. Not quick enough, I think.
Sherblom's still got 2.2 second gap.
They've took 0.8 out of him then.
Could simply be a small mistake. As we focus back on this battle here again, some of the most entertainment coming out of the mid to late pack.
Problem now is I think Eugenie is quicker than Debug, but Beamer is not suited for passing any car on this track, so...
Yeah, if he's not careful, Warden's going to get a run on him here.
Yeah. You remember what happens last time?
Yeah, he's gave him room that time.
Oh!
And he's repaid it, but no.
There's a report there.
Well, he's waiting for him.
He is, yeah. It's
There's
good sportsmanship.
but as a future reference, you don't have to give the place back immediately. You can carry on going and then just back off gradually and wait for him to come round. As long as you do it within the next lap or so, as long as you actually do it, that's acceptable. Also keeps you out of harm's way should there be other cars around. Make sure you don't hinder anybody. I think in that situation they were well out of the way, but there is alternative ways to do it.
It's too bad for Gordon there. He was really pushing and doing well, so.
Yeah, that's a shame, but I pointed out in the pre-race brief that that second chicane is frequently where people try to put a move on the guy in front, and yeah, arriving there too wide is just extremely difficult to deal with.
Well, on the pole, will Godzilla win race 2? We're at 64% no and 36% yes. So,
well, they are bringing down the gap a little bit. I'll keep you posted on that one, but we'll continue to watch some of the midfielders because that's where most of the fun is at the moment. As we look at Curtin, who's dragging that Lamborghini up into a decent place. Varga's doing well again. At least this group all still relatively close together.
Yeah, Varga's punching above his weight in this league, and glad for it.
See how much quicker he is when he doesn't drive on the grass.
I think it's probably because he mostly commentates, doesn't he? So
Yeah, well, I had
see he's driving that much.
I had a little chat with him one night, and he, as I said to him, he's quick. He's really quick, but he has a tendency to overdrive, and I think hopefully he took it a bit into himself and started reining himself in a little bit. And you see now he's more consistent, and he doesn't do that odd things anymore, or so much of them.
It depends how you said it. Eddie as a father figure or an axe murderer. I mean, if you told me as an axe murderer, I'd probably, book my ideas up there. You will do better.
Does anybody fancy a beer? Oh, hang on. There's one over there in the commentary box.
Oh, there's beer for anyone.
Ooh.
Seems to have lost his voice though.
It's because he's got a beer.
Third time's a charm, right?
Oh, I think he's shy. There we go again with Warden on Eugenie. Oh, here he is.
Yeah, Gasly one down now.
Got him now.
Done it properly at last.
Yeah.
Chose somewhere other than that bleeding chicane. That's the trick. Alright, so rolling down to the last 7.5 minutes. Looks like Schublem's going to be quite secure out in front there. He's holding that two plus second gap. Crawford's waxing and waning on this attack on Godzilla at the moment. Godzilla needs to keep his cool this time, and he'll hold on to it. Got a 9.5 second gap down to Badowski, who's done well again. I think probably the overall, second overall winner on this race is going to be Badowski. He's carried that weight and still made good places out of it. We've got the Lamborghini. Good to see a Lamborghini up there again, Olivier Curtin. I bet you appreciate someone actually saying your name right this time.
Yeah, well, good point.
It's not Oliver, it's Olivier.
Yeah.
Varga holding off Trebek. I don't know if he's going to... Well, he probably will hold that off to the end. Let's hope so. He's, as we said, he's got a bit of talent, so... Should do so, but then we've got one of these Bentley drivers.
Was that nearly a Freudian slip there?
Maybe. Simcox pretty much out on his own here at the moment. A little bit more luck than last week. And we got Barnett holding off a little train there. I don't know if Wood's going to quite have enough on him to overtake. There's Amir Kasatarash following up behind. And then we've got another bit of a gap down to Terry Ogoris or Baba Ganoush. Yeah, they're all spread out a little bit here. We've got Mad Al, middle-aged driver. Fairly close company with Ross Hayden, another Bentley. Looks like who's that moving out of the way? Let someone pass. Anyway,
Al Gardner.
And we've got Dahlgren holding station against Kruger. And then we've got a fair gap then, 7.5 seconds nearly to Shepherd, who's been shepherded along by Tyrion. Well, had the best second round, but it's a brace of Lexuses together. Is it Lexuses or Lexi?
Lexi, isn't it? No, it's Lexus.
It's a name, so it has to be Lexus.
Yeah, Lexus. Vlad Zap down in 19th. Out on his own a little bit. Down to another. Oh God, no! Please, let's move on. Down to Eddie Warden, who's, as we've seen, has had that triple battle against Xavier Eugeni and finally got it right. And Xavier's out on his own. I feel sorry for you in that BMW, I really do. It's a nice car, but doesn't drive too well.
Brakes are crap on them.
Brakes are alright. It's an overall good car, it's just slow against the rest of them. Gretschel down in 23rd, out on his own, 3 seconds gap to the car, well, 2.5. Down to Jones. Really, I think you need to be having words with yourself driving a Bentley when all the other Bentleys are doing quite well. Al Gartner, resident, what do you say?
Surgeon, isn't it?
Neurosurgeon.
Yes.
Doctor.
Yes. He's driving the hospital car.
He's been very quick lately. I'm probably just not.
I think we need to swap up to the lead of the race here a minute. Banksy and Crawford Brown. Crawford's getting very punchy. Banksy's made a little mistake on the exit of the chicane. I don't think he's going to have the legs here.
Is he going to lose the position again on the latter part of the race?
We've got probably... Oh, nearly ran to the back of him, but Banksy's holding on. But his grip is very tenuous at the moment.
Banksy will not be happy if Crawford does him on the last lap again.
We've probably got maybe 3 laps out of this, you know.
He's sweating like a kipper, I can tell you.
I think probably worth sticking with this battle for a moment or two.
Should we drag the top 3 down? Who was the top 3 in the first race?
So it's Godzilla, Crawford Brown, and who was third? Tyrion Dave. Yeah, don't drag him down yet, will you?
No.
Do it.
Do it. Yeah, so drag the 4 of them down.
Yeah, can you imagine if you did it now? Banks would be screaming his nut off.
He'd drive straight on, wouldn't he?
Ooh,
So how you doing, guys?
Now you've got me thinking, shall I do it?
No. He's already started turning green, so.
We've got a lap car coming up.
That can both play into his disfavor and favor if it.
He's moved neatly out of the way. we go again. Yeah, 2 laps to go, I think. Yeah, it's just Crawford's just got to keep it nice and neat and tidy. Nice entry and exit through this corner helps a lot.
Emil's pulled a bit of a gap, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's probably due to these two fighting.
Well,
Yeah,
his last
slows
lap
you
was a
down.
128.7. That was 2 seconds quicker than Banksy and Crawford.
Just shows you how it slows you down.
Yeah, I would like to see what Crawford would have been in front of Godzilla. I think he would have been quicker.
Yeah, I think it would have left him behind. Particularly as the race progressed.
I've not driven that McLaren.
No, I haven't for quite some time.
I briefly tried it. It's not a car for me. It's like the Ferrari. It just doesn't work.
I think you've got 2 different types of driver. You've got those who like the front engine cars and those who like the mid-engined. And probably you two, like me, like the front engined, not the mid-engined.
Yeah, I am definitely a front engine. But that said, I do like the Porsche, but that's not a mid-engine car. That's a rear.
Oh, is it?
Rear.
Is it though? Isn't the GT3 one a mid-engine, or am I thinking of something else?
No, the RSR is more a mid-engine.
And the Cayman is as well, isn't it? The GT4.
Yeah.
Here we go then, final lap, and Crawford's getting a little bit of a run on him, but I don't think he's going to be able to get his nose quite alongside. I hope he didn't flash his lights there. I think it was just the ambient lighting.
Oh, a bit wide there, Banksy.
Here we go. This is where it was lost before. He's just about got an overlap.
It's the same situation.
But he's on the other side.
Exactly.
He's going to hold it.
Oh yeah, good job.
I have to say, I think the kudos there goes to Crawford Brown. I think Crawford Brown didn't force the issue there.
Yeah.
Yet again, I think another measure of people who race together.
Yeah, I saw in the chat Crawford was a bit afraid he forced this position in the last race. I think he's got that on his mind.
Well, I don't think. Well, I mean, viewing it from the commentator's position, I don't think he forced it.
No, but he from his position, he was a bit afraid of it.
Honours shared there, I think.
Oh yeah.
So in the commentary box, we'll get ML, Banksy, Crawford, and Dave in, yeah?
Yeah. Looking further back down the field though, Badowski's held on to 4th place. Olivier Curtin's done well in that Lamborghini in 5th. Trebek in 6th. I think that's an improvement on the last race. Varga perhaps a place down on the first race. Become his 7th. Simcox 8th. Barnett 9th. Nigel Wood 10th. Casatarash, nothing to sneeze at. Compared to his little goings on during the race in 11th. Goris 12th, Madal 13th, Hayden 14th, Dahlgren 15th, and the rest you can pretty much see. Pretty good racing all round, I think.
Wow, that was a great race. I think it's my first victory.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well,
so we've got Dave. Who am I missing?
Nutter.
Bankser.
Crawford Brown.
So guys, go to Dave first. You were 3rd in the first race, Dave. And what happened in the second one?
Well, I don't know. Was it on the stream?
I don't know if we caught it.
Right, going into the first chicane, I don't know if he missed his braking point or what, but got hit quite hard, turned round, and then the pack obviously was coming, so got stuck and hit, and I can't remember, I think I ended up 15th, 16th, but with a very damaged, slow car, so it didn't go to plan, second one.
Are you still racing?
Oh,
No, it's replay.
I'm using the cool-down lap as a cool-down.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I pulled you in while you're still racing there.
I'll escape to pits. But yeah, that didn't go quite as I hoped, the second one. First one was brilliant.
Well, good result on the first one, unlucky on the second one.
Yeah, I had a good race with Racer in that one, Mr. Varga. That was a good first one. I was looking forward, we was going to looking like we was going to have the same in the second, but obviously it didn't pan out that way.
Yeah, so Emil, as you say, is your first win, was it?
Yeah, at least for the Saturday leagues, I think I won a race, well, on a Tuesday or something, some constructors.
Oh, nicely done. I think we saw you probably got tagged on the first corner of the first race. But second race, you seem to have that under control.
Yeah, I'm best when I can drive alone. I'm much faster than. I was getting worried when the Banksy, well, he was only 1.5 second gap at the time.
Well, I think
I started to become a bit worried.
I think actually it's Banksy you've got to be thankful to, because he had the hard charging Crawford Brown behind him.
Okay. He was even faster.
Yeah, I think had Crawford Brown managed to get past him, he may well have caught you up a bit sooner. But no, well done. Enjoy the Ballast next week.
Oh, what track is it next week?
It is Imola.
Okay.
Oh, Imola. Love Imola.
Well done, Emil.
Yeah, good result on the second one. So, who do we go to here?
Well, you could perhaps go to. Well, I don't know if Crawford can actually talk.
Yeah, he can, if he's in.
He's muted at the moment, but I don't know. You could probably both talk at the same time, because you shared the.
You pretty much shared the airtime and the space here. So, Banksy.
Hello.
You got Dodd in the first race.
That bloody last chicane caught me out, man. I would have got it if shoulda, woulda, coulda.
What did you think of the overtake?
I don't know. I feel I got pushed a little bit wide, but it was a good race nonetheless. Anyway, so.
I mean, you know, without analysing it, it looked okay our end, but I suppose when you're in the car, you might feel a bit of rubbing, but.
I had to back out coming onto the curb, because if I didn't back out, I would have got pushed onto the grass. So I just had to concede it. But I cut the corner a little bit on the inside to make sure I didn't make contact with him. So it was a good race. Don't forget I got 20 extra kilograms this week, so I was trying to fight with that extra weight. I know it's no excuse, but the cars around me, I didn't have no weight. So.
Oh, you did well, Baxi. Holding off for 21 laps or 20 laps. It was a hard fight, and it was really fun to watch.
Cheers, man. Fair play to Crawford as well. He kept me fucking. Oh, he's not in it anymore. He kept my ass puckering, just trying to keep it going.
Well, don't forget there was 27 people behind you that would much rather have had your position than the one they were in. So.
Yeah, man. That McLaren is just so good under the brakes, man. It's crazy. And like I said, with the extra weight, I've had to brake a little bit earlier, so it's like a double whammy. But Crawford's getting quicker and quicker every day, so.
Yeah, it looked on the second race like he tried to pull the same manoeuvre on you, but he didn't pull it off the second race. So.
I wasn't going to let him. I took a different line. I didn't take the outside this time. I took the inside. Gave him the space, though, so. Ass was getting a bit twitchy near the end there. It was that second race, the ass was starting to get really, really twitchy.
Well, good racing, good result for you.
Cheers, man.
Keep it up.
Fun. On to my favourite next.
Yeah, well, that as Crawford Brown's decided to be a bit sheepish and not talk to us, then I think that pretty much wraps things up. Round 5 next week is at Imola, as we say. So please join us then, and with a bit of luck, you'll get some professional commentators.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
I think we're good to be rookies.
I'm sure you did a good job.
I'm sure we'll get a comment or two after the race.